Hey guys, my phone died on my way home from the coffee shop, so I couldn't finish the story about the Australian situation when I was living with this family in the Gold Coast. So yeah, what it was, yeah. So anyhow, I saw her creeping in underneath the door, like this little gap between the door and the floor. And then I started to noticing things with my food. My food was being messed with, and anyhow, I started to get sick. I think she poisoned me. This lady I was living with, because I ended up in the hospital. And I remember talking to my family about it being, the food, something in the food or whatnot, because we share a common fridge. I share the fridge with them. So they can easily have messed up with my food, right? Anyhow, I saw in a dream when I was living there that there was this older lady in the hospital who was waiting for something, and that something is something for me, like she's waiting for blood for me. And I don't know this lady. I didn't know who she was or whatnot, but I'm just assuming is this lady I was sharing a house with is her mother. She had some sort of disease. She was dying or something from something, and she needed blood. You know. So anyhow, she poisoned me. I believe. I believe. I'm telling you, this is how I feel. I feel she poisoned me so I can give blood to give to her mother, to heal her mother. And it sounds far fetched, but it makes perfect sense. I'm going to tell you why. Because I was going to the hospital for testing and stuff, and she, this hospital next door, they were not taking new patients. But she says, I made a call for you. I was worried about your health and whatnot, and I made a call for you so they can take you in this clinic because we know them for a long time and they're not accepting patients, but they said they will take you because I made the call. So anyhow, I went to this clinic and they were testing for this and that. Every couple of days they said, oh, all the tests came negative, so let's test for this. Honestly, if they've taken 15 or 20 vials of blood, yeah, so they've taken a lot of blood. That during the time I saw the dream, somebody's waiting, you know but I didn't know who that lady was, so I dismissed a relationship. But then she did something else, made me believe that she was in it, because she told me, oh, I've been working with this herbalist. He's a naturopath doctor, and he's not taking new patient either. But I called him because of your situation, and I begged him to take you. So I went to see him, and he told me, how do you feel, and he took the intake, and what are you eating, and all the jazz or whatnot. So he also, naturopath, he asked for blood test, which is very weird to me. He's a naturopath. But anyhow, he wanted the blood test. So, and then he created this herbs mix. He says, oh yeah, take this one, and you're gonna be okay. You don't have to worry about anything else. And honestly, guys, I took it. I felt like I was blacking out. I took. He told me to take like a teaspoon after every meal or something like that, or before every meal. I can't remember what it was, but he's. I took it a few times, and I I just felt like, I was blacking out, like it was making me sick. I didn't know what kind of herb it was, but it was making me sick, honestly. And I I the second day or third day I was taking it, I was in the bathroom because I had it in. He says I didn't want to put it in the fridge, so I didn't want to go back or forth to it. So I put it in the bathroom because the bathroom was cool enough. And the third day or fourth day I was taking it. I said maybe because I'm sick, maybe it's helping. That why I was feeling this way. I dismissed it's a medication, the herbs that he mixed. Honestly, guys, I think the third day, the whole bottle fell on the counter and it spilled all over the counter. You see? Yeah. I looked at it, and part of me, because I paid a lot of money because uh, my international student health insurance would not cover naturopath. Only doctors, regular doctors, and hospitals and stuff. So I had to pay out of my own pocket. It was expensive for this herb. I don't know. It cost me like $200, something like that, something roughly around that, maybe 180 or 200. I can't remember. Which is I had to pay on my own. So it bothers me when the whole bottle just spill. It's like God is saying, don't drink it, don't drink this. And I just started looking at her with, like, I just felt like she's trying to poison me. And then just things started to happen. She started saying things to me that it's it's very clear she was taking my blood to give to her family member for healing or whatever. And at that point, I started looking for a place. I started to look for a place right away. And just I started avoiding them when I come into the house. I if they're not there, I make something to eat right away and eat. Go to my room, don't bother them or whatever. I try to avoid them because my bathroom is inside the room. You know, right? I didn't have to leave to go anywhere to the bathroom or anything like that. And I started looking for a place because I just felt like, man, she's in it. She's obviously in it. But just things started to happen. Her daughter spending the night, slamming doors because I was listening to Holy Quran in my room because she was, her demon didn't like it. Anyhow, and I went and looked at a couple of places and stuff, and I decided to take something, and I just said, "Oh, I have to give her 2 weeks notice." So, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna give her the 2 weeks notice and stuff." It was on a contract, I think. And when I went and looked at this place, I came home from the university that day after, because I looked at the place first, and then I went to the university. I came back to the house. So she goes, "Oh yeah, I want to talk to you about something." You know, I wanted to talk to you about something. I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "What does she want to talk to me about?" "Oh yeah, my son that remember because she's separated from her husband, so she getting the kids, you know." She says my youngest son wanted to move back home, so I'm gonna give you notice to move She gave me like I don't know, a month or something like that. And at that point, I was not gonna stay for a month. And I said to her, I can move out sooner. She said, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah." So I told her I'll move out in a couple of weeks. You know, and I said, "Thank God it came from her." But she knew because they hack your phone, so they know when you're looking for a place. She did this to act like she wanted to get rid of me. In reality, she knew I was looking. She knew clearly. And then I came to the house to get my stuff, to take it to my new place. I was like 2 weeks later, and I think I had a friend of mine with me from the university, a guy from Kenya, and I said to him, "Could you help me just get some of my clothes and stuff put in the car?" And so anyhow, I went and took the stuff, and she met with me in the kitchen. He was waiting in the car, so she went and checked the room. I cleaned the room and everything, and she went and checked the room, and she goes, "Oh yeah, it looks great. So I'm gonna give you a deposit, damage deposit and stuff back." So I was sat with her in the kitchen, and she counted the money, and she gave it to me. And I said, "Oh, thank you." I just pretended cool. I did not act like, "Man, you're a demon." But that's what I was thinking. She was a demon because nobody does that to somebody if she's a good person, right? Anyhow, and as I was leaving, she threw that in my face. She goes to me, "Oh, very, very ironic that you find a place so soon. So soon." I looked at her like that. I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I got lucky, I guess." That's what I said to her. I said, "Oh, I got lucky." Not, "Oh, I know you know. I know you're looking." You know? That's what she's saying to me. I did not play into her games and say that, "Yeah, I was looking. So what's your point?" That I didn't say that. I just said, "Oh yeah, I got lucky, I guess." "All right, thank you so much. All right, take care." So I opened the door and I left. I gave her the keys to the house, and I moseyed out of there. Anyhow, to be continued. There's more stories about Australia. I'm gonna tell you about my targeting in Australia when I went to university there. Yeah, yeah, these demons hard at work.